Ben Affleck has just delivered one of the biggest celebrity television moments of the year, and fans everywhere are still talking about it. The Hollywood superstar managed to do what only a handful of celebrity contestants have ever accomplished, winning the full $1 million grand prize on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. But this wasn't just another game show appearance designed to entertain viewers. It became a story filled with suspense, intelligence, preparation, emotional highs, and an ending that left both the audience and social media celebrating. The journey to that $1 million victory was anything but easy, and every question brought him one step closer to television history. What made this victory even more remarkable was the fact that Ben Affleck wasn't playing for himself. Every dollar he won was dedicated to charity, making every correct answer far more meaningful than simply increasing a prize total. Throughout the game, it was obvious that he understood the responsibility resting on his shoulders. Winning wasn't about personal glory. It was about creating real-world impact for people who could benefit from the funds. That added an emotional layer to every decision he made throughout the competition. The latest season of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire has featured plenty of celebrities trying their luck under the bright studio lights, but very few have managed to survive until the final question. As the difficulty level rises, contestants often begin second-guessing themselves. Even people who seem incredibly confident can suddenly freeze when faced with a life-changing question. That is exactly why Ben Affleck's performance immediately stood out from everyone else. Instead of relying purely on instinct, he approached the game with patience, logic, and careful strategy. One of the biggest reasons viewers were so invested in this episode was because Affleck partnered with Jamie Ding, a trivia expert well known to quiz fans. Together, they created an impressive team that balanced experience with calm decision-making. Jamie's deep knowledge of trivia complemented Ben's ability to stay composed under pressure. Rather than competing as two individuals, they consistently built on each other's strengths. That teamwork quickly became one of the defining features of their incredible run. As the questions became more difficult, the atmosphere inside the studio changed dramatically. Early questions were answered with confidence, but each new level introduced increasingly obscure topics, covering history, science, culture, politics, and current affairs. Every correct answer brought louder applause from the audience, while simultaneously increasing the pressure. After all, the closer they came to the $1 million prize, the greater the risk of making one costly mistake. One of the moments that really impressed viewers came during a question involving a traditional Spanish festival that many people had never even heard of. While others might have guessed, Ben immediately remembered reading about the event after watching an earlier episode of the show. He explained that not knowing the answer previously had bothered him enough to research it afterward. That extra preparation turned out to be incredibly valuable because months later it became the exact knowledge needed to continue advancing in the competition. That moment sparked an interesting conversation among fans online. Many viewers admired the fact that a Hollywood actor had actually taken the time to study random facts simply because he wanted to be better prepared if he ever appeared on the show. It demonstrated something people don't often associate with celebrities: discipline outside their own profession. Instead of assuming fame alone would carry him, Affleck clearly respected the challenge and put in the work long before cameras ever started rolling. As the game continued, Ben and Jamie reached the higher value questions, where every answer suddenly felt much heavier. These weren't the kinds of questions most people encounter in everyday life. They required not only knowledge, but also confidence in that knowledge. Contestants often know the answer yet hesitate because the stakes become overwhelming. Watching the pair calmly discuss each possibility kept audiences completely engaged from beginning to end. Jimmy Kimmel, hosting the show, added another entertaining element throughout the episode. His jokes helped relieve some of the tension, while also reminding viewers just how unusual celebrity game shows can be. However, once the prize money climbed into the hundreds of thousands of dollars, even Kimmel's humor gave way to genuine suspense. Everyone inside the studio understood they were witnessing something very special unfold. Eventually, the duo arrived at the final million-dollar question. At that point, the room became almost completely silent. The audience knew history was within reach, but one wrong answer could end everything. Unlike the earlier questions, this one involved an unexpected topic connected to presidential turkey pardons. It sounded deceptively simple, yet none of the available answers inspired complete confidence. Instead of rushing toward a decision, Ben and Jamie carefully evaluated every option. They considered the wording, eliminated possibilities, and discussed what seemed most logical. Their methodical approach highlighted exactly why they had reached this stage in the competition. They weren't relying on luck. Every step reflected thoughtful analysis and disciplined reasoning. With uncertainty still lingering, they decided to use one of their remaining lifelines. Jimmy Kimmel was asked for his opinion, and even he admitted that he wasn't completely certain. Rather than pretending to know the answer, he openly shared his reasoning and encouraged them to think through the possibilities. It became one of the most memorable uses of a lifeline because everyone watching realized the host himself was navigating unfamiliar territory. Still wanting additional reassurance, they reached out through another lifeline to consult someone with extensive trivia experience. Even then, absolute certainty remained impossible. That uncertainty is exactly what makes Who Wants to Be a Millionaire such compelling television. Sometimes the smartest people in the room still have to trust instinct when knowledge alone isn't enough. Finally, after weighing every piece of information available, Ben and Jamie committed to their answer. The tension during those few seconds before the reveal felt almost unbearable. Nobody in the audience seemed willing to breathe. Every camera focused on the contestants as Jimmy Kimmel prepared to reveal whether they had just won $1 million or fallen short at the final hurdle. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. Jimmy announced that their answer was correct. The studio erupted in applause as Ben Affleck celebrated one of the biggest wins ever seen on the celebrity edition of the show. Smiles quickly turned into emotional reactions because everyone understood that this wasn't simply entertainment anymore. A charity had just received an extraordinary donation thanks to knowledge, preparation, teamwork, and courage under pressure. For Ben Affleck personally, the victory represented something much larger than adding another achievement to an already successful career. Known around the world for blockbuster films, Academy Awards, and decades in Hollywood, he had now demonstrated another side of himself. Viewers saw someone who genuinely enjoys learning, embraces preparation, and remains committed to causes he believes in. The charity benefiting from the winnings has been close to Affleck's heart for many years. Rather than choosing a cause simply because it sounded good on television, he has supported humanitarian efforts through the organization for well over a decade. That long-term commitment made the victory feel authentic. Fans appreciated seeing a celebrity use their platform to generate meaningful support instead of merely creating headlines. Almost immediately after the episode aired, social media exploded with reactions. Some viewers praised Affleck's intelligence, while others focused on Jamie Ding's incredible composure throughout the game. Many admitted they had underestimated Ben before watching the episode and left impressed by both his knowledge and his willingness to trust his teammate during difficult decisions. Others couldn't help noticing another fascinating coincidence. Ben Affleck's longtime friend Matt Damon had also achieved a $1 million victory on the same show during a previous celebrity appearance. The fact that both lifelong friends reached the ultimate prize became a source of endless jokes online. Fans joked that the duo somehow continues collecting achievements together even when competing separately. Entertainment commentators also highlighted the preparation behind Affleck's success. Unlike many celebrity contestants who rely solely on general knowledge, he openly acknowledged spending time reviewing subjects he previously knew very little about. That honesty resonated with viewers because it reinforced the idea that success often comes from effort people never see. The episode also reminded audiences why Who Wants to Be a Millionaire continues to attract millions of viewers after all these years. The format remains brilliantly simple. Every correct answer increases the reward, but every new question introduces even greater uncertainty. The emotional roller coaster never disappears because knowledge alone cannot eliminate pressure. Another reason this episode connected with audiences was the genuine chemistry between Ben and Jamie. Neither tried to dominate the conversation. They listened to each other, respected differing opinions, and reached decisions together. In an era where television often rewards loud personalities, their calm collaboration felt refreshingly different. Jimmy Kimmel also received praise for guiding the game with the perfect balance of humor and seriousness. His relaxed personality kept the atmosphere entertaining without diminishing the importance of what was happening. As the questions became more difficult, even he appeared invested in seeing the contestants succeed. Industry observers pointed out that celebrity game shows often receive criticism for being less competitive than their regular versions. However, this episode proved exactly the opposite. Every answer mattered, every lifeline carried genuine weight, and the suspense felt just as intense as any traditional game show finale. Fans also appreciated seeing Ben Affleck outside the usual cycle of movie promotions and entertainment gossip. Instead of discussing upcoming projects or personal headlines, audiences watched him think through complex trivia questions and celebrate a meaningful charitable victory. It offered a refreshing change from the celebrity news people are accustomed to seeing. The million-dollar question itself quickly became one of the most discussed quiz questions of the year. People across social media challenged friends and family members to see whether they would have answered correctly. Many admitted they would have guessed incorrectly, making Affleck and Jamie's decision seem even more impressive in hindsight. Television critics praised the episode for demonstrating exactly what makes great game show storytelling. There was uncertainty, preparation, teamwork, emotional investment, and a satisfying payoff that rewarded viewers for staying until the very end. Rather than manufacturing drama, the episode allowed genuine suspense to develop naturally. For Ben Affleck, this victory will likely remain one of the most memorable television appearances of his career. While audiences know him primarily as an actor, filmmaker, producer, and Oscar winner, this appearance showcased qualities that don't always receive attention. Patience, humility, curiosity, and thoughtful decision-making became just as important as star power. Looking back over the entire journey, it's clear that luck alone cannot explain what happened. Preparation created opportunities, teamwork strengthened confidence, smart use of lifelines prevented unnecessary risks. Most importantly, staying calm under enormous pressure allowed the team to make sound decisions when it mattered most. Whether viewers tuned in because they love trivia, enjoy celebrity competitions, or simply wanted to watch Ben Affleck in an unfamiliar setting, they witnessed one of the standout television moments of the year. It combined suspense, emotion, entertainment, and genuine generosity into a story that people will likely remember for a long time. Stories like this also remind us why audiences continue supporting celebrity charity events. When public figures use their popularity to create real-world impact, entertainment becomes something larger than simply filling airtime. It inspires viewers while also providing meaningful help to important causes. As conversations continue online, one thing is certain. Ben Affleck's incredible million-dollar victory has earned its place among the most unforgettable moments in the history of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It wasn't just about answering trivia questions correctly. It became a story about preparation, resilience, partnership, and using success to help others. And in today's entertainment world, those are exactly the kinds of stories audiences love to celebrate. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.